Good evening, all. Hope everyone's doing okay. You've all been aware, I'm very sure, I've been quite public about it, that I've been opposing the proposal that's been put forward by the Huntingdonshire District Council to make garden waste a subscription service. I've set up a petition. I'm nearly at 5,000 signatories. I believe that gives a clear influence to those decision makers of how the public feels in relation to this proposal being put forward. I have just sent an email to all attendees of the Cabinet meeting on Tuesday, who will be the decision makers and where a decision will be made. So I feel it fair to share this with you. Rather than sort of putting up a listed email, I thought it'd be better if I read it to you. I will say I'm not a great reader, so to do bear in mind this might be a bit garbled, but hopefully the message gets across, and I think it's fair for you to hear it. So here goes. I hope you're well, and thank you for the time spent reading this email. I'd like to start by expressing my gratitude for the work you do collaboratively within our local area and for the residents within. I personally have always been a massive advocate of the Huntingdonshire District Council, specifically the waste team, and I'm proud of where I live and the community spirit that exists within our area, made up of great people and good leadership. I feel compelled to express my disgust, anguish, frustration surrounding this garden waste subscription service proposal, as well as my fears that surround it. At present, many residents utilise their garden waste to dispose of food waste. This has been a prominent and continued message outlaid by the Huntingdonshire District Council, which has influenced many, myself included. It was highlighted by Councillor Andrew Rogan within the overview and scrutiny meeting that this has increased, using a demonstration from 2019 at a mere 6.4% to 13.2 in 2021, a staggering increase within a short time period. If this trend has been maintained, the figures will stand a lot higher today and will no doubt continue to increase, developing change in residents' waste habits. This eliminates a vast amount of food going to landfill, with landfill being a huge contributor to greenhouse gases, something that across the world is a key focus on reducing, with billions being invested into various ways to maintain a steady decrease in the attempt to reach net zero. The initial argument against this being implementation of weekly food waste collections from DEFRA, made separately from garden waste. This suggests that this was suggested that it will be coming into force within 2023, which is now likely looking more 2025. This will result in a vast amount of food waste going into general waste, with the end destination being landfill, increasing greenhouse gases emitted locally. This directly goes against what we are trying to achieve, not just locally, but globally. This will reverse many people's waste habits that have been formed, making it more difficult to implement this new ruling set out by DEFRA as and when it is imposed. There has been a great amount of feedback throughout social media surrounding fly tipping, showing an increase in green waste being fly tipped throughout areas who have chosen a garden waste disposal that is optional and at a cost. The result being costly to the council, both logistically and financially, arranging collections of the waste, disposal of the waste, whilst affecting the well-being of those who suffer this on their land or within our local green spaces. This is also extremely unfair financially and ethically to any of those who opt in to dispose of their waste in a correct and legal manner. You will see the petition that I have created that a huge contributing factor opposing this proposal is cost. As the cost of living has increased, many are suffering financial strain, creating a vast amount of financial anxiety. The opt-in or opt-out for many will not be a choice. It will be an affordability issue, leading to the above consequences mentioned within the environmental section of this email. The cost calculated is higher in comparison in surrounding areas. It seems the proposal is only taking into consideration the financial comparisons throughout Cambridgeshire, and surely, if due diligence was being utilised, that the comparison would be made across the country. As highlighted within the overview and scrutiny meeting, the cost suggested and the revenue generated from the subscription service far outweighs the financial gap within the budget that has been suggested, based on the service we offer today and not a reduced service based on the uptake of around 40%. Hopefully this is a clear demonstration of the feeling of residents that the funds are being generated from this service would not just cover the service but subsidise other district services as well as top up the reserves. Surely, by educating and increasing what we recycle and reducing what we send to landfill, we can drive down the amount of collections required for all waste streams, reducing the cost of running the waste service, bridging the financial gap, whilst adhering to local sustainability efforts. This is something that's not been explored or strategised. I therefore feel the term explored all avenues to prevent this action being taken extremely deceiving. It is extremely disheartening to listen and watch the overview and scrutiny meeting with many unanswered questions, no impact report being one of the biggest flaws within the proposal, coupled with inaccurate financial analysis or any form of implementation plan. Implementation is a key factor when establishing costs. Surely, if we are looking at budgeting for a 5-year period, it is essential that implementation costs are considered and accounted for. The cost alone of collecting the opted out bins will have a large financial impact with both time and logistics. It has been made very apparent within the scrutiny meeting that there are key deciding factors on putting the proposal forward was that it follows suit with other councils. I've had a fair few people reach out to me from other areas, and it seems to be one common denominator: cost increase. I imagine the reasoning for this is that that specific area has had minimal opt-in rates, and therefore the income generated from this charge does not match the cost of running the service. This then leads to cost increase, which is added financial strain to the people who have opted in and will result in once again a frustrated public with further opt-outs, reducing the income generated even more and creating a larger financial gap than accounted for. This goes against the plan outlaid by the Cambridgeshire and Peterborough Combined Authority, Bid Huntingdon First and Huntingdonshire District Councils plan to create a vibrant and prosperous area, specifically surrounding our high streets and the survival of local businesses. This will only decrease public spending, increase dissolving businesses, driving up unemployment rates, and in turn financial dependency on our government and council. I would ask you to view the petition created with a key focus on the vast number of signatories and the abundance of comments made, giving a true indication to the residents' feelings and concerns surrounding this proposal made. I can only beg that these are taken into consideration when you make your decision on the proposal. These are people who you commit to serve, with their best interests at heart of your decisions. These are also people that vote, and I'm sure that decisions surrounding this proposal will be a key deciding factor upon future elections. I am deeply upset and frustrated that there was no public consultation surrounding this service, something that will impact the vast majority of the residents within the district, yet no attempt was made to inform us or ability for us to question the information put forward. You state that there are no other options. However, the district has over 181,000 residents. You may have found many credible solutions from recommendations and or suggestions from the wealth of experience and knowledge we boast locally. It is also correct democratic procedure, allowing us the opportunity to offer feedback, concerns, opinions and fears. The very fact that we have not been consulted only adds to the theory that it's a predetermined decision with only one outcome and nothing but formalities to follow, a feeling shared among many and again displayed throughout social media comments and within the petition comments. This also goes against the principles of many of the parties' ethos that you represent and breeds mistrust and loss of faith within our political system. Based on the above, I can only ask you consider the impacts of your decisions regarding this proposal and echo the suggestion already put forward to the Council upon the overview and scrutiny meeting of holding this proposal for over a 12-month period. Within this time you can administer the research required, work out the execution plan and explore further in greater numbers other possibilities that may avoid the implementation of this proposal. I see this as a way to capitalise on public focus surrounding waste, utilising this platform created to educate residents on waste disposal, specifically surrounding food waste, driving down the amount we have sent to landfill, ensuring a smooth transition based on habits created upon the implementation of the separation of food waste collections from DEFRA within the future. This would also demonstrate Huntingdonshire being leaders within the waste disposal sector, giving us yet another reason to be proud residents of where we live and the council that lead us. So that's been sent out to all of the people who will be attending that meeting. Again, apologise, it was a bit garbled. I am not the best of readers. I think the comments made there are fair. They are a collaboration of feedback that I've had within the petition and social media comments. I hope these are listened to by the councils who make these decisions, and can only advise you to watch the meeting on Tuesday evening. The details for that are on the Huntingdonshire District Council website, and be able to see for yourself who supports this proposal or who agrees with you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.